Our school board has identified 3 mission-critical priorities. One of those mission-critical priorities is innovation. We know that the jobs of the future are going to look different. We're preparing kids for jobs that do not exist. And we're trying to take our district as a whole in another direction, because we know in 5 years, school is going to look different.
I think one of the biggest obstacles with that is making sure that we're empowering students. And sometimes for teachers, that means we're having to give up a little bit of control of the time in our classroom. Some of the challenges that we face with flexible learning environments relate to time and space and state regulations. So a couple of years ago, we had the opportunity to work with the Governor's School for Science and Math in our state and offer a program called Accelerate. Students are connected synchronously using video conferencing and that technology. So when we saw that being done with students from across the state of South Carolina, why not do that with students across the school district of Pickens County? We currently have one high school that has an advanced placement calculus teacher who is willing to teach AP calculus to a student or to several students at another high school that don't have the opportunity to take that course. And the principals of those schools are already talking about how they're going to expand it next year with AP statistics.
For the last several years, we have been working with project-based learning, where children again take a concept that they want to work on and investigate it in a cross-disciplinary way. So one of the most recent projects that I had seen were first grade teachers applying that learning with their children, where they had to research what they might like to add to the playground. And so they researched what the students at the school may want to add. They did surveys. They took information from literature. Then they had to design a model where they took what they knew about 2D and 3D shapes and applied it to the model that they then created, and then took that learning public to share how they would change their playground based on putting all of that information together. Really, it's a much more engaging way to get to the learning.
So we discovered at our school early on 2 years ago that we had a large number of students that were overage. They had at some point in their career before coming to us been retained once and sometimes twice, and in many cases they had given up hope. So we decided to find a way to help them and to give that hope back to them. And we were a little nervous about that, because some educator along the way in their career told them that they needed to be retained. And here we were coming back and saying, we need to do what we can to get them back on track. Parents were very receptive of that. Students cried, they were so excited. And we did that by our non-tested subjects. We put students into a virtual school program, and they took high school courses online to give them the high school credits as 8th graders, so that they left us with credits. During the summer, we pulled them up and worked with them on math, particularly English kind of loops with itself and spirals, whereas math does not. And at the end of their freshman year, they were actually finishing their sophomore year and getting them back on course to graduate with the class that they were originally set to graduate with.
Personalized learning, I think that we still have to look very specifically at the individual student's needs. That takes a lot of planning for the teacher, really examining their data and thinking instructionally about what those next steps need to be.
We think in terms of innovation as a mindset, and it takes a growth mindset, and it takes being able to look at the practices that we're engaging in and say, are these the best things for students?
Our school board's going with us, our parents are going with us, our teachers are going with us, so that we're not going at this alone.
We really felt like we were in the business of offering hope back to these families again, and it was outstanding.